Good evening, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us as we made that magic happen. Thanks for joining us for this edition of our ECU Dean's Town Halls. I'm Scott Francis, the president of the ECU Alumni Association. I'm happy to join the ECU Honors College to bring you this opportunity with Dean White. We're so glad you've joined us, and I hope that you're all staying safe, healthy, sane, and well. As we get started, I'll first want to let you know that we are recording this session so that our friends who couldn't be here can access it later. Please note that we'll be recording both our screens and the chats. We've muted your lines, and as we meet our featured guest, Dean White, he will share some information, and following that, we'll open up the chat to questions from you all. For the optimal viewing experience, you should select Speaker View, which can be found on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. We also ask you to keep those lines muted for the duration of the program. At any time, you can ask a question in the chat by clicking on the word bubble labeled chat in the user menu at the bottom of your screen. I am thankful in advance for your patience and understanding as we navigate the ins and outs of the technology. But first, without further ado, we'll get started and begin by showing you a quick video highlighting our Honors College, and then say hello and throwing it to Dr. White to begin our session. Once again, thank you for joining us, and go Pirates. Let's check out that video.
And I love ECU because of all the opportunities I've been able to have as an undergraduate, including studying abroad in this beautiful city. My name is Krell. I'm a sophomore here at ECU, and I'm a biomedical engineering major. My company's name is SweetSip. We provide reusable straws which help kickstart an eco-friendly lifestyle. I started this business before I came to ECU, but through all the opportunities ECU gave me, I've been able to grow my business in ways I never thought possible. My favorite thing about the ECU Honors College is the community it's given me. Through living in the Living Learning community in Gateway, I've been able to meet all of my best friends. Through the honors classes, I've met my best friends, and even over in our Honors College building, Mimi Jenkins, I've become really close with all the staff and professors in there, so I always feel like I have something.
Hi, I'm Maggie Hebendinger. I am a junior music education major and Hispanic Studies major. I'm saying hi to you from Chile right now. I'm on top of a mountain, Mount Krell Kendra, and I chose to go to ECU because of the welcoming atmosphere and the opportunities like this.
So, as a senior in high school applying for colleges, I was never very passionate about anything. And so anything could really sway me, but I just didn't know where I wanted to go. And so I remember meeting Miss Margaret from the Honors College, and she made me feel like I would have family at ECU. So before I buy into it, let me go. And on my tour of ECU, definitely touring the Honors College, it made me feel like I would have a home away from my family, away from Durham, which is where I'm from. And that was so big. Knowing that I would have family wherever I was so impactful. College to do that for me really let me know that ECU was for me.
Hi, my name is Tyler Sneed. We are currently at Dowdy Field Stadium where I get to play on Saturdays. I'm a sophomore here at ECU. I'm currently in my second year of the Honors College, and I love it here. I've met some of my best friends here at the Honors College who chase the same academic success that I do, and Honors College has helped me not only as a student but as a student athlete as well. They provide me with a lot of opportunities. And, I love it here, and I love them, and love how they mentor and provide that for me.
Hello and welcome, Dr. White.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, and welcome everyone. It's such a great pleasure to be here with you, albeit virtually this evening for our town hall, Honors College Town Hall. I thought I'd start off for a minute. Maybe for those of you who have never met me, my name is David White. I've been at ECU a long, long time, and I'm just feel quite privileged to have the opportunity to lead such a great group of students and staff and faculty in the Honors College. some of the things that we're proud about, real quickly, some update information for you that you may or may know about, not know about. I am pleased to report to you that we have doubled the size of the college over the past 4 years. And with this year's incoming class, we're very close to approaching our capacity of 800 students, which is really a phenomenal accomplishment and a statement to the commitment that ECU's made to the college. And we're really proud. What's great about this is that even though we've doubled the size and increased our numbers, we still see so many of the same great outcomes. Our retention rate and graduation rates are near 100%. Our students are doing great things, leading the way all over campus. And so we're really pleased that we have Honors College students, I believe, in almost every department and major in the university. We have 10 years to celebrate as well. This Honors College, although the honors program had been around for a number of years, we made a big change here at ECU in 2010 with the creation of the Honors College, which raised its visibility and opportunities. And so lo and behold, this is the 10-year anniversary for that college. And we have so many great accomplishments to talk about and such a great future ahead, but it's really wonderful to be celebrating 10 years. One thing that we've done in the college that you may or may not be aware of is we've integrated a theme of innovation and entrepreneurship with a special focus on innovation. You just saw Grace Krell talk about her invention or her innovation to reduce plastic waste with a Sweet Sip, her company. But we have many other students who are doing great things. We have students working for SPAWAR, which is a military operation in Charleston, South Carolina. They're scraping social media to find if they can determine where outbreaks of COVID may be coming. We've had students who have made many innovative PPE devices and coverings for our medical faculty. So we have a theme of innovation that is interwoven throughout the college, and our students tackle grand challenges or what we call wicked problems throughout their time here. We have brought along with that theme of innovation, a new space for our students to work, the Innovation and Design Laboratory, which is currently on Jarvis Street. We'll be moving on the main campus in the future. And that's where our students can sit and work together to create solutions to the wicked problems they're trying to accomplish. This IDL, or Innovation and Design Lab, is led by Wayne Godwin, who works with the Honors College and with the College of Fine Arts and Communications. We continue to stress community in the college, and in spite of the fact that we've had to do that in the middle of the pandemic, this community spirit continues to thrive as best we can. We now do a great number of things virtually, of course, in this time, but the spirit of community is so strong, not only in the community of Honors College students and their connections to each other, but we're trying to expand that community to all our grads and alums who can serve as mentors and help our students. We have taken an approach of flexibility with our students throughout the pandemic. We have tried to be as caring and cautious as we can in making decisions that will be in their best interest and maximize their success. So we are continuing to work with students as they navigate the challenges of the pandemic so that we can assure that when they come out the other side of ECU, that they are ready for success and ready to tackle the challenges and problems that they'll face with their next big adventures. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the tremendous team of faculty and staff that we have working with us in the college. You know many of those folks, from Todd Fraley, Diane Majewski, Margaret Turner, Kristen Martin, our phenomenal communications and marketing coordinator, Rhonda Sherrod and Ann Garland, Wayne Godwin, as I mentioned, and Jim Ellis, our advisor. They all step in and do tremendous things. And I'm just so pleased that we have been able to maintain our momentum through all the difficulties that we've faced in the past few months, so that we strongly believe that when we come out on the other side, that we'll be able to make a big difference. I know it's been challenging this year. It's been really challenging for all of us, you included, and certainly for our students. We hate some of the things that we've had to give up due to the pandemic implications, but our students are resilient, and we try hard to check on them on a regular basis so that we can make sure we help them if we need to. So things are going wonderfully in the Honors College, and again, I thank you for attending, and I guess I'll turn this back over to Kendra. Will you be our moderator for this, and we'll start with some questions.
Yes, thank you, Dr. White. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We're glad that you decided to spend your evening with us. Just a quick reminder, you can submit your questions in the chat button below, and we'll try to get through them through as many as we can. So Dr. White, let's go ahead and get started. We've already gotten several questions. I do want to try to kind of group them out into questions related to COVID and our students, some growth and future, and then alumni engagement and support. So our first question comes from Sarah from Texas, and she wants to know about the study abroad requirement for EC scholars and what's kind of really going on with study abroad during this pandemic.
Okay, well, first of all, hey, Sarah, go Vols. I know you know what I'm talking about there. I hope you're doing well. I'll miss you. The study abroad component, first of all, I want to tell you that we have actually expanded our study abroad opportunities over the past couple of years, trying not only to allow our EC scholars to have a study abroad experience because they do get a stipend to support it, but also our other honors students. So we have created funds to help support those students and have been using those funds up until, of course, this pandemic hit. We've had to put those requirements, I guess, on pause. And again, I'll come back to the notion of flexibility. We want to work with our students as best we can to give them an experience that will be meaningful to them. It's basically handled on a case-by-case basis, but we are in, unfortunately, Sarah, a time where we've had to pull back a great deal of our, virtually all of our study abroad experiences, as has the entire university. We had students abroad when many of the travel bans hit, and I'm happy to say that they all made it home safe and sound. But we're anxiously awaiting the opportunity to sort of turn the corner on this and put those students back into an experience abroad that's going to be meaningful, just like the ones you had, Sarah.
Great. Thank you, Dr. White. Our next question comes from Kristen from Wilmington, and she has asked, what are the students doing to continue to experience the camaraderie and benefits of the Honors College?
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. That's really been challenging, but I'm gonna, I tend to be an optimistic person, so I'm gonna be positive about it. Yes, we've had to give up a number of the face-to-face events that we've traditionally had, and certainly the living learning community has been a challenge this year with the dorms and so forth. But what I have seen happen, and this has been a phenomenon that's been really promoted as much by our students as our staff, is that we are holding a lot of virtual events. We are holding a lot of things like, I think tonight is movie night. And I believe, in fact, that the students are watching Grease together on a Netflix watch together kind of a technology. I'm not sure what all it is, but Imagine that, having movie night and hanging out with your buddies, even though you can't be in the same room together. We have had to make changes, but we've really tried to connect our students virtually. There's a book club. Our students are working on a magazine. They wanted to publish a magazine and over the past couple of years, and they're working on that. So there are a lot of great things going on. We have, in fact, 6 teams of Honors College students who are working on innovation projects in the Innovation and Design Lab. They work virtually for the most part, but all that camaraderie and connectedness that we've had to pivot and look for ways to do that virtually when we can, and keep our small groups of students in the same place small so that there's no fear of spread. Our first concern and most important one is the safety and health of our students.
Thank you, Dr. White. It's always important to definitely make sure the student safety comes first, for sure. Our next question is from the audience: how are students fulfilling their internship requirements this fall?
Well, we actually have an Office of Experiential Learning here on campus that deals with internships. And what we have done at the university across the board with internships and in the Honors College is we've worked carefully with our internship providers, those folks out in the field, to ensure that if our students do go and participate in an internship with them, that all the safety features are built in that allow them to proceed in a safe and normal way. I will say that we have noticed that some internships that were face-to-face or on-site in the past now have an opportunity for a virtual internship component, so that in spite of the fact that we have a lot of limitations on that, we still have some students doing internships and others who face-to-face and others who are participating in virtual internships.
Great. So Dr. White, we've gotten several questions. What is the spring going to look like? What are the plans for the spring semester?
Well, that's a great question. I wish I had a nice crystal ball to answer that one. Well, you know, we're going to look at, I was in a meeting with the Chancellor just the other day, and we want to really do everything we can to allow our students to come back to campus and have a great experience here, the kind of experience that you all did as alums, and when you were students at ECU, the kind of experience that we know ECU can provide. We will be working hard to continue to provide safe opportunities for students to engage on campus. We will go back to a 15-week semester in the spring with the opportunity to deliver some courses on a block fashion at 7.5 weeks in. Personally, I look for housing to be available, dorm experiences, residence halls. We'll likely see some single room requirements and that kind of thing. But our hope is to create an environment here that's safe, healthy, and allows our students to get back to campus as best we can.
Great. Thank you. So we've talked about COVID, and so I'm going to take us to another direction still related to COVID, but again, kind of more with some of our students. We have a question from our audience asking about how are we working with our students to make sure that we're meeting their mental health needs, particularly during this unusual time in our country's history.
Thank you. That's a really good question. I know it's on the minds of a lot of people, certainly ours for sure. We've always been concerned about the mental health of our students. We've seen increases in mental health issues over the past few years. among college students across the board, and certainly our honors college students are not immune from those very challenging situations. The ways we're handling these, we like to work with students one-on-one when we can to provide them with any help academically or financially that they may need that could be at the center of some of that stress and mental challenges that they're experiencing. We also try to reach out to them on a regular basis. I think this semester we have personally contacted each and every one of our students to see how they're doing and how they're managing. And you know, we found some that had some problems that we were able to help them with. We've tried to be flexible as well. Some of our requirements that we've had and continue to have, we've not waived, but provided some flexibility with those so that students don't feel backed against a wall or in the corner when they're trying to get their work done. The signature honors projects have sometimes been difficult to complete for our students, so we work very closely with them to try to help them get that done. But both from an academic and a personal side, I think what we try to do is stay in touch, we've developed some mentoring systems within the college that allow our older students to help the younger ones, and mainly staying in touch and finding out how things are going and then acting quickly when we can to help the student with any issues they're facing that we can help them with.
Great. Another question from our audience. You mentioned that you were in 10 years of the Honors College. How many students were in that first year and how many are in year 10 enrolled in the college?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question. You should have given me a preview on that, Kendra. I think that the first year of the college, there was a goal of 400, but I don't think the first year of the college in 2010-11, we quite reached that goal. We might have been around 300, I think, maybe 324. Those brave souls that joined the Honors College and in its first year, there's probably many of those out there tonight, hopefully watching in. So I think that in 2010, we probably had somewhere around 300 students, and 2020, we're almost to 800 students.
Wow.
We haven't diminished our requirements, and our students are continuing to be successful. I do want to mention one thing that I feel like I ought to get out there and let everybody know about. We will be waiving the SAT and ACT test score requirement for this year's freshman entering class. The reason for that is because the tests have been so difficult for students to access. Many students have been unable to take the SAT or ACT tests. And as we talked with our colleagues across the state and the country, we found that many of them were moving to that. So as you know, North Carolina is waiving that requirement this year. And I want you all to know that we're doing that, not in any fear of diminishing quality, but we simply don't want to discriminate against students who maybe not had an opportunity to take the entrance exam that they wanted.
Right. Thank you for that update. That question just came in, so perfect timing there, Dr. White.
Okay.
And we also had another question come in about the Innovation and Design Lab. Would it be possible to get a virtual tour of the lab?
It absolutely would. I don't know that we can do one right at the very moment, but we do have the possibility of a virtual tour. And I think if you go to our website, you can probably find that. The Innovation and Design Lab has, it's equipped with probably about 25 or 30 3D printers, some good computers that allow our students to work together and technology that allows them to work in teams. There's tables there. We house our makers program there, which is our artist in residence program. Each year we identify 3 students to serve as artists in residence in the college, and they do much of their work in the Innovation and Design Lab. We have motion capture there. We actually right now even have a simulator for an Osprey fuselage that we use for training the military. So it's got a wide variety of things, virtual reality, and our students really are able to go in there and set their own direction, set their own pace. We facilitate, we don't tell them what to do, but they can use that to meet with community members, meet with each other, and use the technology we have there. So I think the Innovation and Design Lab has been a great addition to the college.
I failed to mention who I was at the very beginning, that I am Kendra Alexander and I work in University Advancement here at ECU, and I will be following up with everyone after this event to make sure we answer your questions, or if anyone wants to have a personal visit with Dr. White, and we can also schedule those in-person tours this spring if we're allowed to come back on campus. So for those interested, I'll be in touch. Let's shift now, Dr. White, into kind of growth and future questions for the Honors College. So the next question is, what areas of the college are growing or do you expect to grow?
That's a great question. I think probably for the time being, the number of students in the college will remain steady at 800. We are very pleased to share with you that we are starting a transfer admission program for the Honors College. This has been something that a lot of folks have been very interested in, and that is giving a few of our great students from community colleges in the state an opportunity to transfer into the Honors College. So with the work of Margaret Turner and our admissions staff at ECU, one thing I think we'll see change is that we will begin to get more some transfer students this year. Next year, I should say, in the fall, next fall, we'll bring in 10 new students who are transfers, and we'll hope to continue to grow that so that we can provide this opportunity to everybody. They'll all complete all the requirements that all Honors College students do, but they'll just do it in 1 year less or 2, depending on the time they've spent in the college, in the community college. I look for just continued growth in our diversity. We are working very hard to attract a diverse student population. We have underrepresented populations that we work hard to reach out to. We have a lot of diversity in majors, but we continue to work with the diversity of our students so that we know that a diverse student body is going to be a more successful one, and our students will get better experiences. So I'll look for that to be a part of our growth and change as we move forward. What I think you'll see also is that we are beginning to experience some solid success in our students receiving prestigious external fellowships and scholarships. We had a finalist for the Truman Award this year, which is a very prestigious opportunity that's only given to a handful of students across the country. One of our second-year students received a prestigious Goldwater scholarship, which is an award that goes to students majoring in science and engineering. So I think we'll continue to see an increase in the number of our students who go on and receive these prestigious external scholarships and fellowships. We'll continue to try to build our resources to support our students. We want to see more students go study abroad when they're allowed to. So that's a change I think you'll see. You'll see more of our students presenting in professional meetings. We've developed some funds to help start that ball rolling. And that is something that we're really, really excited about. I think, you know, one other thing that I would like to mention is we will work hard to provide a full scholarship to our EC scholars. Our EC scholars still have to pay each year to cover their expenses above and beyond their EC scholars scholarship. And we're looking for a transformational gift or a series of smaller gifts that can help us reach that goal, which will allow us to be what I believe is much more competitive with all our competitors out there across the state who are going for the same students as we are.
Great. Thank you, Dr. White. For those who maybe can't make that transformational gift but can give annually, what are some areas that you would like to see some additional funds?
Well, you know, one thing I want to assure everyone is that any funding that we receive in the Honors College goes to support students. Everything we do is about the student's success. So we've established 3 funds that we like to support on an annual basis, or no gift is too small for these funds. We have a study abroad fund, the Michael Bassman Fund, that helps support students who are not EC scholars to study abroad. We have the Marilyn Shearer Fund, which enables us to support those students going out to do their research presentations and help support their research endeavors. And then we have the Aiken Fund, which was set up to support co-curricular and extracurricular activities that our students participate in. All 3 of those can be found on the ECU Gives website. And then we have 2 other funds that we use to provide funding for a variety of different things, depending on the nature of the request: an EC Scholars Discretionary Fund and an Honors College Discretionary Fund. And those funds are used to cover things that we wouldn't normally be able to help with. One quick example, we had a student that had an opportunity to study in Oxford. She didn't have the funds to make that. She couldn't put it all together. So we were able to use the Honors College Discretionary Fund, the priority fund, to help fund her experience. And she had an amazing experience studying in Oxford. And that's the kind of thing that these funds will help support.
Great. Thank you, Dr. White. And I'm certainly happy to help anyone in the audience who wants to have this conversation.
You're a great help. Thank you.
Before we'll wrap up here shortly, but please do, Scott, our president of our Alumni Association, will launch an online poll. We'd love for you to engage with that and answer one of those questions, have a little fun before we leave. We did get a question, some people, we like to say, give their time, talent, and treasure to ECU. And so for those who maybe are looking to give their talent, what are some volunteer opportunities that maybe some of our folks can participate in, or even provide one specific question about how can I help with internships?
Okay, let me see. Well, there's great ways to help. And when we talk about helping, we certainly need more than your personal resources in the way of funds. Your time, your expertise. One area that we can always use help with is recruiting. So we can't be everywhere and we can't cover all areas of the country. So we'd love to have any help at all we can with recruiting. If any of you all would like to receive materials and get information that you could use to help share with folks in your area, you're welcome to contact me or Margaret Turner in the college, and I think that would be a great opportunity. Another area that I'm always on the lookout for, I know Dr. Fraley is, in helping support our academic initiatives, is internship sites. So if you happen to work or are familiar with a place where our students might be able to get a rich and distinctive internship with some real practical experience, that would be wonderful. Many of you work in companies and for employers that offer those kinds of opportunities, and that's something that can really help. Our students have high aspirations, but many times they don't quite know how to get to where they want to go. And I think another way to help that's not quite so specific as the two I mentioned earlier is to let us know if you're available to talk to students about a career opportunity, or maybe you've had great success as a software engineer or physician or a lawyer or a professor or whatever you do. If we were able to link our student, maybe a student with you to learn more about that, sort of not so much a mentoring program, but just to learn more about the kind of things that you did to be successful so that they could learn from that. I think those are areas, Kendra, that I think could be tremendous help. And of course, always support the Pirates. I mean, that's the best thing. Just support ECU and the Pirates and help us be as good as we can be.
Well, Dr. White, I appreciate your time tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm always amazed to hear all the wonderful things going on in the Honors College, and it's a true beacon for us. It's something we're very proud of your accomplishments, and it's going to provide a brighter future for our students and our beloved ECU. So before we close, I did want to let everyone know that I will be following up with you individually and make sure that we did answer your questions. And if you want some extra time with Dr. White, we certainly can schedule that in this new world we're living in. That is a bonus, right, Dr. White, of being able to meet virtually, that we haven't really been doing that in the past. But
hey, Kendra, I was just going to suggest one thing. I was going to suggest if those folks out there have not done it yet, if they could visit some of our social media accounts. I think there's a lot of so much good information coming out, and it's difficult for me to really do a great job summarizing it all, honestly, but I encourage them to, all our followers out there, to link up with our social media, because it's really pretty fantastic and let you know a lot of great things that we're doing, and maybe you can participate and chime in there as well.
yes. Well, Dr. White, I will give you the floor. Any other last final remarks before we close for the evening?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Kendra, for all your work that you do helping support this. Scott, thank you for your work in the alumni societies, and we want to continue to build our alumni society. So all those folks out there who may be alums, we'd love to continue hearing from you and staying in touch. And thank you to all our generous donors, whether it be your time, your money, your resources, whatever it is. I can't say thank you enough, and appreciate everything that you do to make the Honors College and ECU a great place to be, and a great place to be a Pirate.
All right, everyone, I hope you have a great evening, and I will leave just by saying go Pirates.